But when it comes to triggers, utasikia mtu akikwambia kitu, especially men. Mimi, I'm always very keen when I listen to my friends who are men. Mtu akiongea, they try to hide things in humor. You know, wanna brush off people. Hello.
How are you?
Fine, thank you. Sana.
Tell us more about you and the advocacy that you have been doing around Magari.
Okay, my name is Sheila Lugaliki. I'm the founder of Uniquely Gifted. This is an organization that focuses on supporting people with mental illnesses and also their caregivers, as well as raising awareness around mental health.
The caregivers, I mean, like the ones that who take care of disabled people also.
When I say caregivers, it means if someone has, let's say someone has bipolar or schizophrenia. Now, if you're the brother, the father, you will have to be there when an episode comes in. You're the one supporting this person. So in entirely, you are their caregiver. When they need support, you're there for them. That is what caregiver means in context of mental health. Yeah.
So this June, we are already in June.
Yes.
So this June we have mental health awareness for men. What can you tell us more about it?
What I can say is I have seen a lot of improvement when it comes to men seeking for help. But we have a long way to go. The men who openly seek for help are mostly mocked by their fellow men for being weak and being, for lack of a better word, umama.
Umamas.
Yes, what a umama. And what I know is the men who seek for help, they turn out to be better friends, better partners, better parents. So when you see a man seeking for help, it has been internalized in most of us, not even just the men themselves, even the women. It has been internalized into us that men are supposed to be the strong ones. You're not supposed to cry. You're not supposed to show your weakness. But you're human. You're not a rock. Things will hit you hard. A divorce will change your life. Yes. A death of your father, of your loved one, will rock you to your core. So you're telling a man not to seek for help during this time and just man up. And yet inside, that man is crashing. Kuwa mwanaume.
Jikaze.
Utajikaza hadi lini?
Na unaumia.
Utajikaza hadi lini? Hadi siku utachukua kamba. Unfortunately, for most men who bottle it in, we have seen the statistics on the ground. They just decide to make a decision. And that decision is always fatal. And when men make a decision, most of them, it is final. We have seen there's a report, Ministry of Health report 2024, was it 2024, 2023, that says men in Kenya die by suicide 5 times more than women.
5 times?
5 times more than women. Yes, women attempt more times. However, men die 5 times more than women.
It's like when a man attempts to do like suicide, habatishi.
They do not attempt. They decide. They decide this is the thing, na ni sure bet. hakuna kubahatisha.
50-50.
It's not like I will jump from the 4th floor, I just break my limbs. No. When men do it, most of them is finality. So that's why when you see the statistics, they say they die 5 times higher than women. And the statistics, we're using the data that we get from when people are brought into the morgues, what the families will say, or when the police go and collect the bodies. However, there are deaths that families hide. They decide, we are not going to say he died by suicide.
Yeah.
And why? Because of the stigma.
Yeah. So they usually hide that story. So
Yeah.
utasikia kwa the eulogy ati alikuwa mgonjwa tu alafu akafariki.
Exactly.
And which is a lie. They are like hiding that story.
They are hiding it because when it comes to stigma, for mental health, if someone has a mental disorder, stigma comes in where people will say, this family has been cursed. Hii familia iko na kalaana. Or this person is possessed. This family has a possession. So now, families decide, no, we are not going to expose ourselves. No, we are not possessed. We are not cursed. We are not going to put ourselves in the line of fire. So we are going to lie how our person died, which I think it's a disservice to the broader picture on fighting helping the men stand up and get the help. If you are to be honest and say, this person took his own life, I kid you not, in that congregation, there are several people who will relate to that. And some may even come up to you and ask you, did he have any signs? Did you see it? They're not asking because they're curious. It's because they're having those symptoms themselves. Yes.
The same issues.
Yeah, but they do not have the courage to talk about it. In my advocacy work, I've noticed when you open up and say, so personally I have bipolar disorder, type 2. So now when I open up and say it, and I mention the symptoms that come up with it, you'd get someone coming and asking you, so by the way, when it started, were you having any issues? And you'd think they're asking because they want to know. But once you talk with them, you realize they're asking for themselves.
For themselves, they have the
same
issue.
They have the symptoms. They just didn't know who to talk to. And then you're there talking about it. Now they feel you're a safe space for them to come and talk about it.
So in short, I feel like people don't get the right people to talk to them about what they are going through.
Yes,
so they really
yes.
need that space where they can share out and get someone who is having the same issues.
And yeah, that is true. Having someone, talking to someone who has gone through what you're going through, really, how do I say, it makes you know you're not alone. It is not unique to you. People are going through it. And forget the normal stress. You know, Alan, unaweza kuwa na stress. Landlord ako kwa mlango, anakusumbua, pressure ni mob. Lakini sasa, as a neurotypical, when I say neurotypical, I mean someone who does not have any mental disorder. As a neurotypical, uta go through that stress, but you bounce back. But neurodivergent, someone who has a mental disorder na hajui, undiagnosed, ya natembea tu kuinje hajui, iko, ye usema it is my personality, mi ukua tu hivo. Yet ni symptoms of something. Yeah. So when those pressures really pile up, bouncing back becomes harder for them. So now when they get someone who's talking about their symptoms, their journey, what they went through and now how they're dealing, they realize, oh, now I can talk to this person. Yes, sasa. Now when we are to talk about ukiangalia mental disorders, I will specifically talk about bipolar because now this one I can talk about it because I'm a lived experience and I'm in several groups where I'm interacting with people who are going through bipolar disorder. So we have the bipolar 1 and 2. Those are the main ones. Then of course we have the cyclic. So now bipolar 1 has mania. When I say mania is extreme energy, you're on the extreme energy, you excited, you're euphoric. And then bipolar 2, it has a lot of depression. So when the episodes hit you, you retreat, you get into depression. So ukiangalia someone who has bipolar 1, when an episode hits and they go into that state, for suicidal ideation to come in for them, it's when they come back to base. Now, their mind has been brought back to normal, for lack of a better word. They remember what they did when they were manic. And most of the time when people are manic, they burn a lot of bridges.
Yeah.
You will see someone will be violent, verbally abusive to their loved ones. And without caring. And you'd think, as a loved one, when you're receiving it, you'd think this person, when you don't know, you think this person is just saying this. But that person is not in their right state of mind. So you will feel offended. You will decide to cut them off. And justifiably so, for you, it is okay for you to cut them off because they really told you very hurtful things. And you don't want that. Makali. And it's always very sharp. So now when they come back to themselves and they are back and now everything has been stabilized, they remember what they did. Now that is the time someone who has bipolar 1 can think about suicide. Because now you realize the work that you have. You have to go back to start apologizing. You have to mend these bridges. And there are some bridges you will never mend.
Yeah, you cannot mend all bridges.
Yeah. Kuna watu, they will not believe that it is really you are ill. So some just decide, you know what, it's not worth it. So bipolar 1, that is what happens. And then that is how suicidal ideation comes in and they become a suicide risk. For bipolar 2, when you're in depression, chances of you taking your own life are higher when you're in depression because when you're in depression, sometimes your mind is your worst enemy.
Yeah.
Convinces you you're better off dead. Your loved ones will be okay. They will not even miss you. They'll be okay.
You're a burden to them.
Yeah, you're a burden. Why are you still here? So for depression, people who are depressed, most of them end up, not most, let me say, some end up taking their own life because of how your mind now becomes your enemy. You expect your mind to be the one protecting you, but it becomes your enemy. So they end up taking their own life. And in that moment, someone is in so much pain. You think the best way to get out of this pain is to just shut it down. And now you shut it down and you shut it down completely.
Is it related to those people you get someone amejigongesha mahali ama ameenda akapiga ukuta huku akona some injuries. Is it the same?
No. That one
different
is not this, and that is very different. That's very different.
Good.
You know, afadhali mwenye anagongesha ukuta, at least you will see kuna reaction kuliko mwenye ataamua to really make that final decision. Mwenye anagonga ukuta, you can that one you can
amepata ma scratches.
Huyo mtamshika, at least mnaweza msaidia. Mtampeleka hospitali, atakuwa treated, and then they will bounce back. But ule mwenye hafanyi anything, yeye anaamua tu, you know what? Mi nishaamua. I am done. And sometimes the signs are there. Una realize mtu anaamua, anaanza kugawa vitu zake. Someone was wealthy, then just decides to start distributing their wealth. Anapatiana wealth. Nyinyi mnashangaa, unapata tu, unapata mtu anakupatia gari, haujiulizi mbona ananipatia. Unasikia alipatia mwingine something else, alipatia someone else something else, and you're not asking why. Yes. You guys are not asking why. That person is gearing up. Akishamaliza kufanya hizi vitu zote, chances are you will Amenda. Wengine they will verbally tell you.
Kupanda.
No, there's a difference between mtu ako 65, 70 uko mwenye anataka kupatiana mali, let's say as a father, anapatiana mali kwa watoto wake. That's different. But mtu akiamua, this person is 45, 50, or even 30. Ashaanza kupatiana mali,
kugawa.
Anagawa tu. And most people do not question why this person is doing this. You will be happy because you're getting things. But this person is doing this because they know, they have already planned. They are checking out. And they want to check out after wameacha their things in order. Ndio wa log out. Kuna wale they decide to do that, but kuna wale they decide it's too much, let me just, anyi mtajipanga. You will decide what you will do. But when you see hizo signs zikianza kutokea, you have ask. Especially for men who do not talk. And you know, for men, kuna wengine watakwambia, mazei maisha. Mazei maisha, mimi nimechoka. Mwanzo umechoka nini? Do not just say, by the way maisha. Wacha kusema by the way. Just ask. Mbona umechoka? Can you ask, try and find out.
Unataka ku give up.
Find out umechoka kwa nini? Because mtu anaweza kuwa anakuambia hivyo. Anakuambia because ashaanza kupanga. And for men, what I've noticed, my experience, is you will go and tell your boy you have issues. Atakwambia nini? We kuja nikushikie mzinga. Upunguze stress. Mzinga ipunguzi stress. In fact, sasa unaweza pata, utamdilia mzinga, utampatia liquid courage. Sasa atapata courage to do whatever was in his mind. Mtu akikwambia anasikia amechoka na maisha, uliza, umechoka na maisha kwa nini? Why? What's going on? It just needs for you to be a bit curious.
It is a simple word, but iko na uzito ndani.
Sana. Yeah. Just be a bit curious. Mtu akikwambia there are some statements, mimi sahi where I sit, there are some statements mtu akiniambia they do not slide. Na hautaniambia no, I was just kidding. No, hapana. Okay. You will tell me you are kidding because unaona imetoka. Na sasa utaki ku-explain juu sasa umeanza kuogopa. Mimi sikuachili.
Mpaka unieleze.
Mimi no.
Kinagaubaga.
Listen, I'm not going to judge you. I will listen. Just tell me what is going on. And most of the time wengine wakifunguka, you realize after wameongea, they feel lighter. And then the outside perspective unawapatia, they will start rebuilding just one step at a time. So hii mambo ya kuavoid mtu anakuambia something and then because it's very uncomfortable, wewe unaamua pia na wewe koleka wewe twende ushike tu mzinga tuendelee tupunguze stress. No, don't do that. Be curious. What I've noticed, our brains are very different. And the way brains react towards alcohol, sasa tukiongelea mzinga, alcohol is very different. Utapata kuna watu wenye watakunywa, itawatrigger waongee ama walie, and then wengine tu because walisha decide, they will go on and actualize whatever was in their mind. But when it comes to triggers, utasikia mtu akikwambia kitu, especially men. Mimi, I'm always very keen when I listen to my friends who are men. Mtu akiongea, they try to hide things in humor. You know, wana brush off vitu.
Wanasema tu juju.
Mtu atatoa joke, anatoa kama joke, but ni reality yake. So I'm always very keen. Mtu akitoa kitu yenye najua hii, najua hii si joke. Nitamwacha atajoke kashko in a crowd. Joke away. We will all laugh. I will not be laughing with them, but joke away. Once you're done, every other person is gone, I have to follow up. I will ask, are you really okay? Na ukiniuliza why, I will refer to that joke. That I know it sounded like a joke to every other person, but to me, it sounds like it's something else. Mwesikia mtu anakuambia, mimi nimechoka na kukula hii ugali. Sijui the other life iko na nini. Alafu wewe, unafikiria tu ni mnaongelea ugali. No, this is a person who is wondering now this life. What is more to this life? What is there on the other side? This is a person mwenye ashaanza kuwa na suicidal ideation. I know it's suicidal ideation, it doesn't mean you're going to act on it. It is you thinking about death. And sometimes planning about it. You plan, if I was to die, nikiruka, naweza vunjika tu, sitakufa, hapana. Na nikienda niruke mbele ya trailer, maybe naweza kosa kunikanyaga, nibaki tu bado niko hapo. You know, you're thinking about it. Now that's suicidal ideation.
Kunywa poison inaweza kweli expire.
Ama unaogopa pain, uko like, tumbo itaniuma vibaya, sitaki kusikia pain. Now you see, that's the thing. Hizo ndio vitu zenye wazi na ukianza kusikia watu wanaanza kukwambia some statements. Suicidal ideation, once you start noticing, you have to ask that person, really ni nini? And sometimes unaweza dhani, mtu ni mdramatic sana. You see, you'll say ni mdramatic, ignore it until that person dies. Alafu nakuja kutuambia na by the way aliniambia.
Hivi.
Kuna siku alisema, but you never took it seriously. So you'd rather, for me I always say, I overreact. I'd rather overreact. Uniambie by the way Sheila, way, take a joke. I was kidding. Than not react, and then I hear now you're dead. And you told me something. Now that will weigh on me so much. Na unfortunately, hiyo ndio yenye wanaume wanapitishia watu sana. It's they will tell you something, you will think it's a joke, and then they go ahead and actualize. Na wanaume nyinyi hamjui kubahatisha. Mnaamua mnataka ni sure bet. Hatuchezi.
Yes, umesema percentage kubwa. Wanaume tukiamua wakufa wanakufa.
By the figures, the numbers that we have. I say this without fear of contradiction. Anyone in the mental health space can confirm this. Those numbers are underreported. whatever is on the ground is much higher. Vitu zingine watu nasikia, yani, you don't know what to do. You're so frustrated, you're so sad. You have no idea where to start.